If gross domestic product is such a good proxy for human flourishing, then how do you explain the fact that the U.S., the country with the highest GDP per capita, has a lower life expectancy than countries in Europe? But the answer there is there's a lot of inequity in the United States specifically. Because again, if you look at the wealthiest neighborhoods in the United States, they have a really, really high life expectancy. If we really had a therapeutic that could reliably delay age-related decline, then governments would have a lot of incentives to subsidize them, just like they did with like the COVID vaccine, right? It cost the U.S. government about $18 billion for Operation Warp Speed, and then the vaccine was rolled out at about $2 a dose. And that's something that, you know, we appreciated how urgent that was as a country. And the same, I think, would need to be true for us to arrive at a future where health-extending therapeutics actually benefit those vulnerable populations. And that's why I do think more work needs to be done on how we understand aging biology as a field, because right now there's this perception that it's only going to benefit the top 1% of our civilization. But that's only true if we don't really encourage our government and really like pressure our government really to create the solutions in a way that will benefit everyone, in a way that is a social good, as opposed to, you know, more therapeutics that extend our unhealthy lifespan or more unproven supplements.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if you can expand on this idea a little bit, because one of the things I hear a lot is that, you know, all of this longevity stuff is just this sort of weird hobby of billionaires trying to live forever. And I think a lot of people hear longevity or longevity supplements and they roll their eyes a little bit at, like, you know, billionaires wanting to be immortal. That sort of gives this whole field a bad rap. And in fact, a lot of the things that maybe somebody is selfishly interested in their own immortality, but actually does have really meaningful implications for, you know, everybody having a healthy or marginal decade of life.
Yeah, so I think there are two questions there. First, I do think we have a pretty well-documented snake oil history in longevity. It's a young field, so we don't have a lot of human relevant results, right? We have a lot of results proving that we can reverse biological aging in animals, depending on how you measure aging from mice to non-human primates. We've extended the lifespan of C. elegans worms by about 400%, which is pretty stunning. It's the equivalent of a 400-year-old human, roughly, depending on how long you live. We don't have any results in humans just yet, but from the fact that we don't currently have results in humans, it doesn't follow that we couldn't produce human relevant results. How do we perceive this field as urgent enough that we invest enough public funds in order to create the technical results we need? Because if you think of an industry like Alzheimer's, they have maybe fewer credible results than we do in aging science. They have, you know, an equally well-documented snake oil history, and yet we wake up to $3 billion a year in public funding for Alzheimer's disease. And about, you know, as of 2023, $500 million a year to fundamental research on the biology of aging. In order to produce the technical results that satisfy everyone and that actually benefit everyone, we're going to need to care more about it and to just appreciate it as a morally and economically urgent problem. I don't think that argument has compellingly been made just yet.